Hey everybody! If you'll notice, the white balance looks a lot better because your girl looked up a YouTube video. So today I am going to be bringing you a review of a Morphe palette. I have actually never used anything from Morphe before. Well, I take that back. I've used one of their brushes and one of their lipsticks. And that's about it. So I already have my base done and everything. We're just going to be doing an eyeshadow look with this palette and also a butt ton of swatches. Prepare yourself. Okay, so the palette that I have here is the 35M Boss Mood. I will show it to you, but I will also caveat this by saying I have modified it. So this is what it looks like. And as you can see, I have written the shade names because I didn't want to lose this little plastic sheet. And then I got real wise and I realized that I could just tape the plastic sheet to the plastic since it doesn't have a mirror. So basically brilliant. Also, I don't know if you can see this, but a couple of the shades are a little bit messed up. Especially on this one, you can see it, I think. And that is because I bought this off of Poshmark from a previous owner. Before you get real freaked out, let me say, the second that I got it in, I scraped off the shades that had been used and I soaked every single shade in alcohol and wiped the entire thing down. So take that, coronavirus. I didn't buy this palette from Ulta because it sells for $25 at full price. I got it off of Poshmark from the seller for $10. So for me, that was a really great deal, and personally, I don't feel like grossed out by using something that I know that somebody else has swatched. I know that other people are probably grossed out by it, but I'm not, and I feel that I've cleaned it enough that I feel safe. And also, I would never do this for like a palette that I'm going to use on a client or something because that is just not sanitary. But for me, for my own personal use, I think that it's acceptable and I'm going to go with it. But yeah, I have been wanting this for literally like 6 months, and for me that is a heckin' long time to want any piece of makeup without buying it immediately and using it. And also just the level of self-control this took me to not swatch this yet. So I'm going to be swatching this with you guys on camera. The first thing that I want to say about this palette though is look at the color story. I mean, am I right? Absolutely stunning. The reason that I bought this palette was, there's 3 reasons. 1, that shade. It is just the most unique shade. I even went all over the internet trying to find just a single shadow with that because that's literally probably 70% of the reason why I bought this palette. 20% is for these greens up in here because you just don't see like acidic, sappy greens like that very often in a palette. Whew. I think that this one has more of a like moody color story. I think that Boss Mood is literally the perfect name for this palette. I am not even kidding. And the third reason is because I wanted to try something from Morphe. I wanted to try their eyeshadows. They've been around for a long time. People have been going nuts over their shadows. But for me, my problem was for a lot of Morphe palettes, you get a ton of these like neutrals in there, but like with tiny, tiny variations. And I'm at the point in my collection where I don't need super tiny variations in shadows. I need like big variations because I'm still kind of building it. I'm getting to the end of building it in my opinion, but I didn't need like another neutral palette. So I kind of wanted to talk about the color story because just looking at it right off the bat, first of all, I love it. I love that you kind of have these rich jewel tones kind of sprinkled throughout. I mean, look, you've got your Mardi Gras here, you've got Christmas here, you've got Halloween, like, but also I just kind of wish that there were a few more lighter tones sprinkled throughout because, I mean, that's the only like neutral light tone that you have. I really wish we had like a, almost like a taupey, pewter silver going on in here somewhere. I don't know, I just feel like they could have substituted one of the more duplicate shades for something that would have given this palette a little bit more contrast, a little bit more variation. However, as it stands, I really love it. So I'm really excited to use it. I'm excited to swatch it. And yeah. First up, we have the shade Light of the Party. It's kind of a champagne type shade. Then we have Pop Star, which is that Tinkerbell kind of shimmer. And then Stroke of Luck, which is a lime green. Express Yourself, which is a bit of a sap green. Nude, which is a camo type of green. Green with Envy, which is a little bit more of a Christmas tree kind of green. Sheen Stealer, which is a neutral bronze type shade. Standout, a shimmery Christmas tree green. Bold Moves, another Tinkerbell kind of shade, just a little bit cooler than Popstar. Electric Energy, a more brownie green than Bold Moves, a little bit warmer in appearance. Hello Sunshine, which is a sap kind of chartreuse olive green. Play It Cool, a reddish neutral brown. Hot Stuff, a coppery brown, bronze. Peachy Keen, a warm bronze with a little bit of yellow. Fired Up, a matte burnt terracotta orange. Bright Eyes, a shimmery tangerine. Bossy AF, a shimmery mulberry. FOTD, what does that stand for? A matte mulberry. Talk Dirty, a greenish brown. Hot to Trot, a neutral pinkish brown. Sparks Fly, a matte pinkish brown. Confidence, a coral shimmer. Red Carpet, a coral terracotta matte. Power Slayer, a plum matte. Daredevil, an indigo shimmer. Vampy Vixen, a brick matte. Sweet Beats, a cranberry matte. Color Persona, a cranberry shimmer. Transformer, a deep navy eggplant matte. Center of Attention, a bluish black shimmer. Indiglow Queen, a plum shimmer. Grape Expectations, a bright royal purple shimmer. Candy Crush, a pinkish brick matte. Sultry Ways, a shimmery black. And Black Magic, a matte black. So those are all the shades in the palette swatched. Okay, now that I look like I'm about to go to war with a neighboring tribe, I think that it is time to assess these swatches. I'm really impressed with how the shimmers did, especially, and also how these greens did, because those look like bulletproof. I don't know if I'm just bad at swatches, probably, or if my right hand is just stronger than my left, definitely. But I think that these swatches on this arm turned out a little bit better than this one. However, I also know that purples are really difficult to formulate, especially on an affordable level. So I'm not really surprised that they didn't swatch quite as well as the green ones did. However, I'm still pleased. It just looks like it's going to be such a fun palette to play with. I feel like I'm a rainbow. I'm going to wash off my arms, and then we're going to get started. Here's Morphe! Okay, so for the look today, I'm thinking that I'm going to stay with the purple vibe because I absolutely have to use this shade or I'm going to die. If you want me to create a look using some of these greens, just let me know. Or don't, because I'm probably going to create it anyway. I got plans for you, greens. Also, I want to say about this packaging, I wish it would like come all the way around, like a full like 360, you know what I mean? Either that or that it like held itself up, because it really kind of doesn't. And so it just takes up like twice as much space as I really think it should. For Morphe, which is a makeup artist focused brand, it would be a little bit more space saving than that, because like as a makeup artist, you have to keep your space as preserved as possible, because a lot of times you don't have very much of it to work with. Like this might be all the space that you have, and so like why would you make something that essentially doubles that? I don't know. So first things first, I'm gonna prime my eyelids. Just using my Milani eyeshadow primer. It's the one that I'm trying to use up right now. And it's also really good because like it dries down and it doesn't crease. Although mine is a little bit grainy and I don't know why. Okay. There we go with that. And I think I'm going to go ahead and put on my lip color. I'm just going to go with the Nude. So This is from Maybelline, and it is their Nude Lust lipstick. I think this is from their ColorSensational line. It comes in a lid like this, like translucent. I'm just going to line my lips with the Colourpop Lippie pencil in BFF. I think I'm going to start out... I don't know. Let's start out with this guy. Just using a fluffy brush. Oh, that's pretty already. Oh, we should stop here. We should just stop. Can you tell I'm afraid? I'm a little afraid. Now going in with a little bit of Power Slayer. And I'm just going to bring that a little bit lower and further out. Start to build up the shade on the lid. So I'm kind of switching back and forth between this fluffy brush and this fluffy oval brush. I'm using this one to like blend everything out, and then I'm coming in with this one to get it a little bit more precise, but still allow room for a little bit of blending. So I really like that Power Slayer is the same shade on my lid as it is in the pan. Like, it's definitely got that plummy warmth, but it's still like purple. It's not turning into like a brown or a gray. Also, these are very easy to blend out, so I'm getting a little bit more courageous with them as I'm going. I'm already so glad that I got this palette. Next, I'm going to go in with that shade Indiglo Queen on my fluffy oval brush. I think I'm going to take a tiny bit of Grape Expectations on a flat brush and just go in the middle of my lid. Then I'm going to take my little pencil brush and go in with Light of the Party. Oh goodness, that just like brushed right over my other shades. So I'm going to take my flat brush with Grape Expectations and go back over where I originally covered it. And then I'm going to take my little smudger brush and I'm just going to run over that line a little bit. Although I don't think that every palette needs to be like a buy one and you're done kind of situation. I think that a little bit more variation in this palette would have been fun. I think it would have been a little bit more balanced and user-friendly. Just hitting the inner corner with that Light of the Party shade. Am I getting fallout? I think that's a little bit of fallout. Ooh, that's so nice. Oh my gosh. I'm really liking these shades. I'm going to take a little more of Indiglo Queen. Run it there. It's kind of a wine shade. Obsessed. Now I'm going to take a liner brush with that shade. Hit right below where I put it. And then I'm going to do the same with Grape Expectations. I kind of want to hit Light of the Party with a little bit of setting spray though, just to see what it's capable of. Okay, yeah, that's definitely giving us a little more glaze to our donut. And now I'm going to take my angled liner and go into Transformer. Run it up just a little bit. Oh my goodness, that shade is killer. I almost wish that I had done like a nude eye with just that as a liner and like really hit it, you know? Okay, I've decided that is fallout, so I'm going to go ahead and get some of that off before we continue. So probably I'm going to want to do my eyeshadow first with this palette from now on. Now I'm taking my little smudger into Transformer, and I am just going to push that forward on the lid just a little bit. That shade is everything I wanted it to be. I'm not even gonna lie. Oh, I'm gonna pack that on just a little more. Now using my flat oval brush, sorry, my fluffy oval brush, right? Now I have that smudger brush again, back into Power Slayer. And I'm going to take a little more of Sparks Fly on my fluffy brush and can kind of bring it upwards a little bit. That way my eye doesn't droop. Liner brush once again. Transformer. Just a little hit. Pecky pecky. Ooh, girl, yes. So I am going to go ahead and put on some mascara, and then I'll give you my final thoughts on this palette. Alright, so this is the final and completed look. I have to say I am really impressed with the performance, especially of these purple shades. A little bit of fallout, but honestly I can't complain about that because you'll have that even in higher end palettes. However, I do wish the light shade in the palette was a little bit frostier. I think that would add a little more dimension to the palette. I just don't think that anyone could buy this palette and realistically expect it to be like the only one in their collection. However, I am really happy that I bought it because I do feel that it adds something to my collection. But I think that if you're interested in this kind of feel, but maybe for whatever reason you don't want to buy Morphe or you want a little bit more variation in your palette, I would either go with the Jaclyn Hill Morphe Vault palettes. Those are really, really beautiful, and some of them have similar like green and purple tones. Or you could go with the Profusion Cosmetics Sunkissed palette. I'll put a picture of it on the screen. So that one has like every hue in the rainbow represented. So I think that it adds a little bit more variation, and also it's got a wider range of lights to darks. However, you're still going to get glitters. I think another palette that has a similar feel is the Kathleen Lights and Colourpop So Jaded palette. It's got a lot of these jewel tones, it's got some of the greens, some of the purples, but it's not like dominated by an overwhelming sense of like darkness and moodiness. This one is a little bit more versatile, I think, and can be used for like a lot of different seasons, whereas I feel like the Boss Mood palette is best suited to like fall and winter. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and that it was informative for you. If it was, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. It helps me out a lot. And also hit the subscribe button to see more from me, and I just like to talk about makeup. Any excuse I can get. Thank you so much for being here and for watching. I love you guys so much, and I hope you have a great day and that I see you next time. Okay, bye!